welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. It's been a while, but I've been in Arizona watching the past two home games, losing my voice. Great atmosphere both games, both shutout wins. I should probably come to Arizona more often. Third in the Western Conference, second in the division, 1 point behind first place. Edmonton Oilers. The Arizona Coyotes are the real deal. It's been, 22 games now into the season. I think we know exactly what this team is. They've had problems for the past 3 to 4 weeks of not playing together 60-minute hockey, but these past two games against Calgary and LA were much better efforts of just controlling the whole game, playing to their system the whole game, not getting hemmed into their own zone for excruciatingly long periods of time, just playing with so much speed. The breakout passes are unbelievable. So many players, producing and looking so good. Krause looked excellent in that Calgary game. Against LA, you had that Garland, Schmaltz, Dvorak line playing extremely well. Dvorak with a beauty of a pass to Connor Garland for that first goal. And Garland's got 10 goals on the season. I can't believe it. I mean, I've doubted this guy for so long, and he continues to prove me wrong. He has the most goals in a Coyotes uniform since he got called up. I think it was last December, so almost a full year. Connor Garland just putting up the goals steady. Most of his goals are just him with his stick on the ice, and it's like an open net. It's just funny how he scores his goals. Nothing flashy about his game, just digs into the corners, great board control, great board battles. He's really good at retrieving pucks and just drives the net with his stick on the ice and just finds the quiet areas for other players to pass it to him. Talking about the goaltenders, both Kemper and Raanta had shutouts in the past two games. I mean, I don't see why other NHL teams don't have two starting goalies. I mean, obviously it's expensive, but yeah, I don't know how John Chuck has managed to pull it out of his hat. But looking at teams like Toronto or Tampa, New Jersey's having goalie problems. Toronto and Tampa just have that one starting goalie. They overwork him. They have no confidence in their backup goalie to pick up points, and it's just, when I remember that feeling being a Coyotes fan when we had Mike Smith in net and we didn't have Dubnyk. If that backup goalie was in net, you expected a loss. You just came into the game with this feeling of like, okay, we'll probably lose this one. Let's at least get a point out of this. But now it doesn't matter who's in net. They're both stellar goalies. Kemper fights too. He had a great scrap with Tkachuk and Riddick on that Saturday afternoon game. The crowd was so into that fight. But going back to the goalies, both goalies just seem like they're comfortable, they're confident, they like the situation they're in. They're getting paced as the season goes on, not playing back-to-back games, it seems like, rotating here and there. Raanta getting the weaker of opponents, but I mean, he faced Washington and put out a win there, and he played excellent that game. And then Kemper, solid. They're both totally different goalies too. Kemper is just a big body who doesn't move. He's very controlled, not a lot of rebounds, where Raanta is very athletic, very animated, and he likes to kick out shots to the corner. So, I mean, in the playoffs, if Tocchet sees that a goalie had maybe an under par game for their standards, he could throw in another goalie who plays a completely different way, and the opposing team can kind of get lost in that, and it could turn a tide of a playoff series and whole playoff season. I mean, we've seen numerous times where teams pull a goalie and put a new goalie in and ride that goalie out until the end. We saw that with the Capitals in their cup run. They started with Grubauer, and then in Game 7, I think they put in Holtby, and then Holtby led them to the cup. So I don't know why I'm getting ahead of myself, just something on top of mind. Just really liking this team, defensively sound. Jacob Chikrin is a beast, earning that contract. Just a couple nitpicks. I mean, Keller's been pretty quiet. Stepan had goals in back-to-back games, so good for Stepan. Getting more consistent goal scoring from him, hopefully. Kessel's getting a lot of helpers, a lot of assists. Wish he'd score more. I think we all wish that. And the power play came up short against Calgary. I think they went 0 for 4. And they could have used a power play goal. It was 2-0 for a really long time. It was getting tense because Calgary's a good team. And if they got one goal, they could have turned the tide of that game. But if the Coyotes capitalized on a power play goal here or there, that would have helped huge. Fortunately, against LA, they got 2 power play goals, and that helped them tremendously. I mean, scored 1 5-on-5 goal, 2 power play goals, and just rode it out to the end of the game. If the Coyotes score 3 goals, probably 90% of the time they'll win the game. And I saw a stat that if they score a power play goal, they're undefeated. So that just goes to show how the Coyotes only need like 3 or 4 goals. They're not this high-octane offensive team like Tampa, Colorado, Nashville, Washington. They just need 3 goals, and they'll lock it down, and that wins championships. And let's keep it rolling. They got the Leafs on Thursday night. A Leafs team who has been struggling recently. A lot of rumors about their coach, a lot of injuries. So we'll see the result with the Golden Knights. I think they play Tuesday night against the Golden Knights. So they got a frustrating team coming into Arizona, and Austin Matthews will be in town. So let's get a win. Let's get first place in the division. Let's show Dave Tippett that he doesn't belong in the top seed of the Pacific. And let's just enjoy this ride. It's great hockey, exciting hockey, and let's keep it going. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.